tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I. Just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. Tonight, you to be alive. Can lift me off the ground so we can fly again. So we can fly again. Been trying not to go out of my mind. In here right now, you stay the night. But if you keep saying that you got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. And you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I. Just you and I. Only you. Fire out. You. Turn it all around. You. Be alive. Lift me off the ground. So we can fly again. So we can fly again.
Atomic particles traveling near the speed of light do decay more slowly than stationary particles. As strange and counterintuitive as it seems, time dilation is a law of nature. Atomic particles traveling near the speed of light do decay more slowly than stationary particles. As strange and counterintuitive as it seems, time dilation is a law of nature. Traveling close to the speed of light
this moment
when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate. All in when I show up, whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. Watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate.
keep you right here beside me. I need to know I'm not alone. Now take it home as the night begins to fade away to yesterday. I wanna stay in this moment. Hey, I need to know which way to go. Now take
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SimPlay Motorsport, here for your weekly dose of Pro-Am. It is the season finale here at Misano in Pro. I'm only expecting 11 drivers, just waiting on Bryn to turn up. Not the way we wanted to end the season, and yeah, we was hoping to have a full grid of 18 this week, but it's not the way we wanted to end the season with short drivers on the grid. But either way, this is the hand that we are dealt, and we have a quality grid nonetheless. And if Bryn turns up, this should be an absolute crackerjack tonight. It's the final race of the season, and what a race this could be. I'm your host, Matthew Duffin. Joining me tonight is a very special guest on Pro-Am Evening. It is Tony Bates. Tony, how are we?
I'm fine, thank you. And you've got me blushing.
Tony joining us tonight. No Dan Davis tonight. Dan will be sadly missed in tonight. So we're not in tonight's stream, not being here. So Dan, miss you. It's a shame we can't do our end of season banter as we normally do. And hope to see you back next season. Obviously, Dan, I'm sure will be back next season. We'll possibly be out there on the track tomorrow evening. Misano then, Pro-Am season finale. Both championships wrapped up. Holty took the win. Last time out at Brands Hatch, he took the championship win, and that one is decided with AH Motorsport at Zolder becoming Constructors' Champions, but plenty of places up for grabs. Wolfenator in second place. He's not here tonight, so Shane can take that second place back. Pepe can pull away, maybe even grab himself a third place in this championship. Argent not here tonight, gives Kelly a chance to maybe get a top 5 finish. Daz can only do the first race because of work, I do believe, so he's got a chance of losing out to his teammate at the end. No Stealth Sloth, which means DJ Phil could up his game, as could Bryn if Bryn gets in the session. Dean Wasocki fighting with Louis Allen as well in the Independence Championship for P3 in the Independence. The Austrian Racing Club could lose out to the Racing Group in the Independence Championship there as well. Tickle Pink, East and West, and Audio Sport fighting for the Constructors' Championship. But we're here in Italy, season finale at Misano. And what a lovely circuit we have on store for you this evening, as Dean just pops up just as we was about to go on board with him. So tell you what, let's go and check out Kelly KLF 900 for a couple of laps around here. And we're getting to your season moments as well throughout the season, what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy throughout this whole season. And we'll ask Tony as well what he thought was a good season. Obviously, Tony's been in and about helping out in Formula 1 and in the Pro Championship, and he's come to give me a hand tonight in the Pro-Am for this season finale. It's been a pleasure to have you this season, Tony. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. I've enjoyed it.
It's been
Makes a change from just watching, on the stream and seeing how things work.
Exactly. It's been fantastic to have you here, and it's been a fantastic season. Any highs or lows for you this season in terms of watching as a fan?
I can't remember the track it was. It was only a few weeks ago, and it was Dean finishing the race.
Monza, yes, in the pit lane, yeah.
Yeah, he went flying in. That one sticks out in my memory.
Yeah, that was a good race for Dean Wasocki. Got a good result, just didn't hang on to Pepe and Hitman at the end there. But yeah, what an end to Monza it was. What an end to this season it should be, as well as we come to Misano Formula 1 on Sunday. That's coming towards an end as well. Obviously, we missed last week due to so many people being away. So that is back this week, and that will be Brazil, Interlagos, Sunday night before the season finale there at Abu Dhabi a week later. And we've got plenty of things coming up in the next 6 weeks here at SimPlay Motorsport. In between, to take your fancy of some fun events, we're going to chuck on the PS5 for a fun event there of something a little special. We're not going to get into too much detail as to what. We've got a PS4 event coming up on a Thursday night as well on ACC. That is for both of them too. In which the PS4 version is going to be a 10v10 GT3 GT4s, 2.4 hours of Spa, obviously the big GT event is the 2 hours of Spa. So that one will hopefully be a good one to watch, the 2.4 hours, and hopefully if we can get it so it's fully able to go through the whole day and night in one go, that'll be even better than as Kelly coming towards the end of his lap. Let's just go on board one of the Ferraris of Daz then. We also have a few things going back to Project Cars. We've got the Indy 500 coming up for you. That one should hopefully be an absolute fantastic race as well. We're going to get that one done for you this season. Going back to Project Cars just to do a bit of fun on there. We're going to have a bit of a THR night. And if you're not sure what a THR night is, it is basically the Toka package for you British touring car fans out there. In one night, short races, 6 short races, all in one night for all of you to enjoy. So that one should be cracking. 4 weeks of fun races, 2 weeks of a bit of a break and a bit of a breather where the drivers can just refresh, test, and make sure they get ready for the Season 2 calendar, which if you didn't see the Season 2 calendar, it looks a little something like this. Paul Ricard is race 1 in the middle of June before we head to Spa for the second rounds of the season. Catalunya will make round 3 before Zolder is round 4 in the championship. Round 5 will be that of Brands Hatch at the middle of the season, obviously the penultimate race last year. Round 6 of the season is Kyle Army, brand new circuit, not just here at SimPlay Motorsport, to possibly, though, to a lot of these drivers, the Kyle Army circuit. Zandvoort will bring round 7. Round 8 will be Silverstone before heading to another new track, a familiar track for the drivers, but a new track here on ACC for us, Laguna Seca, and the final track of the season, another new one, unless you raced in the 6-race series last year. Hungary will end the season on the 16th and 17th of August. A few of them dates may change. That is just a provisional calendar of dates for now, but the season will start on the 14th and 15th of June. And Tony, I'm sure you as a fan can't wait for the season to get back going again.
Oh, I love it. Especially if I get to see my grandson doing reasonably well.
Yeah, exactly. And it's even better for you when he's doing particularly well.
Yeah.
So that then is your provisional calendar. Now, drivers tonight who are on qualifying bans is Shane and Bryn. Stealth Softwares went to have one, but he isn't here for this one tonight. So it is Shane and Bryn on a Q1 ban, so they will not be able to take part in qualifying for this first race here. We are still waiting Bryn to get in. 3 minutes left of free practice before qualifying begins, and like we say, it is a shame not to have all 18 drivers, Tony, and this could become pretty strung out, so we may have to fill the air with some chit-chat between ourselves.
Oh dear. Does that mean I have to speak a lot?
Might mean you have to speak a lot tonight, yeah. Might
dear.
mean you have to speak a lot. Might mean I have to speak even more as well. Yeah, we've got this, Tony. We've got this. You'll be working for Racing Unleashed in no time.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Either way. Let's get you all in the chat. Let's hear what you think. Let's hear from you in the comments. What was your favourite parts of this season? We've got Fury's Grandad, PM Motorsport, Mike Matthews, Ada Bennett, and Shane Bainbridge in there as well. It's great to see everybody in the chat. And it's great to see people out there. Poll gone up at the moment to say who will be doing what. In terms of any milestones tonight, DJ Phil in race 1 will be making his 250th race appearance. So a great milestone for DJ Phil in this first race. Race number 250 for him. So that's great to see. Well done indeed. In terms of other drivers, nothing in terms of appearances, nothing in terms of race wins. There's only one pole position that somebody needs. Hopefully he'll get that tomorrow night. In terms of podiums, Argent only needed 1 podium for his 50th. He's not here, so there's none of that neither. In terms of the car stats then, the statistic for each car, Bentley could go to 23 wins. It would be too short of its milestone of 25. Apart from that, again, no other milestones anywhere, apart from the fact if McLaren gets 3 podiums tonight, so if Phil and Kelly manage to get 3 podiums between them tonight, so someone's got to get 2 out of them 2, they could have their 100th podium. In terms of Holtic and Dean Wysocki, if they can get 3 podiums between them, the Bentley will have its 50th podium as well. So that could be something to keep our eyes on. And McLaren in race 1, not only will it be DJ Phil's 250th race appearance in race 1 with Kelly and DJ Phil, it will also be McLaren's 400th race appearance. So that is a milestone for not just McLaren in race 1, but DJ Phil as well. So how fitting that his car will also make the milestone as well as him in race 1. Then we are coming towards the end of practice. Shane currently out there on the circuit, Currently a little off the pace compared to the Ferrari, Bentley and Honda. But I'm sure if any man can find any more pace from his car, it's Shane. And the Lamborghini looks a good car around here tonight. And it looks like it is an absolutely fantastic car to get to grips with and to get to make sure that you can understand it, learn it. It's a fast car. It's a fast circuit. I'm led to believe that this track is a bit of a motorbike circuit. So there's something that we, I suppose, didn't know, Tony. I don't know if you was aware of this. You probably was.
I didn't. I wasn't. Absolutely wasn't.
With all your motorsport knowledge, that surprises me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm just a watcher.
So then we come to the end of the session, and the drivers who are out there on a lap just getting their final runs in. For some of these drivers, it may be the first time they've turned a wheel around this Misano circuit, so we'll have to wait and see as we go. But Louis Allen's finished, Dean Wisocki's finished. He's a bit off the pace at the moment. Shane's gone back to the pits. Daz in the pits as well as Louis Allen. PM Motorsport as well. DJ Phil currently still out there on a lap. Green Wolfinator saying go Peppy in the chat. Shame we haven't got the Wolfinator with us tonight. Kelly as well out there on a lap. Car 53. That is DJ Phil coming to the end of his lap. Holty's just returned to the pit lane. So it's great to see him come back into the pits and get ready to take the grid. As here comes DJ Phil. He's going to have a practice of pit entry as well. What about KLF? Very fast circuit around here tonight. And a very flowing circuit as well. So what can these drivers do? Is Kelly there just absolutely stacks the rear. And that will be all she wrote. That will be qualifying. So it is green for qualifying. Shane and Bryn on a qualifying brand. No Bryn in the lobby at the moment. Holty, though, will be the first man out on circuit to start qualifying. And Tony, tip for pole position? What do you reckon?
It's hard to see beyond Holty, to be honest. You know, he's been so good all season, and I'm sure he'll want to finish it off in style.
Anybody you think could surprise you this qualifying?
Kelly might be up there in one of the top three, something like that.
We'll have to keep our eyes out for that one. So let's see who will get the top
jinxed
three.
Anybody.
Yeah. Well, you did believe us that the commentator's curse wasn't real. You do now.
It is.
It is indeed. So, Holty takes to the grid, takes to the track. He'll be the first man to do his lap. The second car will be DJ Phil Green. Car 3 out there is Peppy. The fourth car that will set a lap time will be Daz Automatic, followed by car 22 of KLF. Then it'll be the 66 Ferrari of PN Motorsport. And then the 32 Bentley of Dean Wisocki as car number 30. Oh, Dean just loses the rear there. Car 30 of Louis Allen coming out the pits. So we go to Holty. He's the first man to cross the line now. He's going to start his first flying lap. For an indication of those who are on a flying lap, the little light blue dots will mean that it's an invalid lap time. Holty, as you can see at the moment, if you go on Kelly, is a little grey dot. The grey dot means that he's on a current valid lap time. The red dot means that we are on board with him. The dark blue dots in the pit lane mean that they are in the pits. Well, she currently not come out on track either. So Holty the man to start his lap. Dean Wisocki's just coming out of pit lane now. And it's a long old pit lane is this one for you to come in and out of. So it's going to be a really tricky time to make sure you don't get a drive-through penalty, to make sure you don't get in people's way as Dean comes out of the pits. I believe keeping to one side to let PN through. Yes, he does. If you want to know how I know that, I've got PN stream on next to me as well as Dean Wisocki's. So I can see them two side by side at the moment as Holty is on his way, pushing forward on his lap. And he was the man who set the benchmark in the practice session, and he was the man who's really going to have to set the benchmark in this race. It's Holty 009, if you will, coming down the back straight now. He's got a few corners left in front of him before DJ Phil will be the next car behind him to set a lap time. Kelly must have taken track limit somewhere because he is not on a valid lap. Dean has only just come out of the pits this lap, so he is obviously trying to get around, get an out lap done. And that and his car 66 of PN as well, who's just taken too much track limits there, so he's not on a valid lap time. Halty then towards the line. Is he going to put anything? Is he going to put it on pole? How impressive is it going to be at the start? It's going to be a 1:37.2. So I reckon there's more pace from that from Halty. DJ Phil to the line now. What lap time can he do? He's got Daz Automatic just behind him. He crosses line 1.9 off the back of the pace. Daz Automatic goes within 4/10. Pepe, he invalidated his lap time, so he's not going to do anything. Kelly have invalidated his, which means car number 30 of Louis Allen all on his own at this bottom end of the circuit. Tony, he's got a nice bit of clean track in front of him to get a good lap timing.
Yeah. Loads of room. Get his foot down and see what he can do.
Yeah, exactly. Louis Allen into his final couple of corners and through he goes. And this is now where he can really stretch his legs. Bit of a wiggle from the Honda there. So hopefully he keeps that one under his control and can make sure that he... Does it invalidate his lap?
He's just done it.
Yeah, I think he has. We just jump onto him. Yep, he has invalidated it. So we'll jump back to the leader of Halty. Car 69, that is Welshie out the pits on his outlap. So it's great to see Welshie out the pits as well. And it's all about now, what can Halty do? Can he extend that gap? Daz Automatic, only three of the boys. Put a lap time in. Oh, that'll be invalid from Halty as he slides across the grass. So Daz... he's going to be the next one to set a lap time. And Daz could be sitting provisional pole here, Tony, with Halty. He's not set the fastest lap time that we saw in practice. I think, though, Daz has just invalidated his. Indeed, he has. So we now go to Pepe. So it's proving a little tricky for these drivers.
Certainly is.
Dean's been back to the pits. He's coming out the pits once again here. So Dean Wasoki's had half a session. Still hasn't got a lap time on the board. So not good for Dean at the moment. Shane, who's on a qualifying ban, currently sitting P4.
It's not bad, is it?
Pepe to the line then. What's he going to do? The next car to cross after him will be KLF. Pepe goes P3 at the moment. Kelly then can get into the 37s he was telling us in practice. Crosses the line now. Puts himself into P3. Car 66 of PM Motorsport. He will be next to cross the line. Does he split Kelly and Daz? Does he split Kelly and Pepe? No, slower than DJ Phil. So not the lap time that PN would have hoped for. But now Louis Allen, at the point where he validated his lap last time out, gets the chance to go again here. Halty on an invalid lap behind Louis Allen again, and Louis just lost the rear. Louis struggling to get a lap time in. Car 35 of Daz Automatic will be the next car to get a lap in. Halty has invalidated yet another lap, so if Daz can get a good lap time in here, could have the chance of getting that half a second and getting pole position. So for Daz then, it's all about nailing this last lap. DJ Phil's return to the pits. Will he come back out? Oh, well, she's straight on at the hairpin. So he just missed the hairpin corner there. He'll come back on and hopefully get something out of this one. Pepe just behind. There's Kelly in front. Welchie moves to the side in the background just to let Kelly through. And here comes Daz. That's where his drivers seem to be struggling at this part of the circuit.
Yeah,
Tell me this last little bit.
Yeah.
Daz gets through it, negotiates it well. Pepe as well. He hasn't invalidated his lap. Neither has Kelly. Welshie in the background has. So we'll see what these boys can do. Here comes Daz into the final corner. Does he just run a little too much curve there? We'll have to wait and see. He's coming to the line now. Half a second he needs to get himself ahead of Halty. He does so by 1/10 of a second. So it's Daz Automatic, your provisional pole sitter. Pepe now jumps himself into P3. And I think Kelly's had a bit of a moment because he's slow, giving PN some space. He's also on an invalid lap time. Here comes PN. Oh, that's a little wide. That will be an invalid lap time. It will now be Louis Allen, hopefully, to set a lap time. Then Dean Wasoki, as Halty has once again invalidated his lap, Tony. So not going the way of Halty at the minute in qualifying.
Commentator's curse.
It is indeed. Right, Louis Allen, what can you do now then? Because with Halty struggling, there is the chance that maybe just taking a pole position here in this one. You've got to make sure you get the lap right. Into the final couple of corners. He seems to get that bit where he struggled the last two times correct. And he's going to come round to the final corner now. And is this the lap that's good enough to take pole position away from Daz. We'll find out as he comes down towards the line, crosses the line now, only goes P3, but he's just behind that of Holty in the background. Sorry, I was just checking if Dean's on a valid lap. He is indeed. So Dean is still going round now on a valid lap time. What can Dean do as he comes down to the line? He was 2 seconds off the pace from DJ Phil in practice. He's only 9/10 off the back of PM Motorsport here. The next car on a valid lap time is that of PM Motorsport. So a lot of drivers setting invalid lap times at the minute. And this is really causing a bit of frustration for these drivers who are, well, trying to set as best a lap time as they can, but just struggling to do so at the moment. PM through the penultimate corner. Comes towards the final corner now. Has he got enough time to get ahead of DJ Phil? Maybe pull himself closer to Kelly. 6/10 he needs over DJ Phil. Doesn't do it, so he must have had an invalid lap time. Car 22 to the line, that is KLF. He's gone back out of Pepe into P4. 7/10 off the back. Louis Allen on a lap still at the moment. He'll be next to cross the line. And Louis Allen here, he's the man who could possibly, maybe if he can find a 10th and a half, put himself on that front row, and if not on that pole position, he will, or he should get one more lap in, so he'll get one final run at this, and will get one last chance. Welsh off, invalidated his lap, so he will not be any higher than 10th place at the moment. Cheers, Green Wolfenate. Thank you very much for the kind words. Here is Louis Allen then, towards the pole line. Is it going to be pole position? No! Just shy of a 10th, but he crucially gets one last valid lap in. Dean Wysocki, the next man who probably will take the checkered flag here. Can he improve on his lap time? Dean towards the line. He's not going to get a final run in qualifying. It's done. Dean goes P7. So Dean jumps ahead of PN at the very end. Holty can't put it on pole position. Car 35 of Daz currently sitting on provisional pole. Any more time there from Daz? No, there's not. So massive pressure now on Louis Allen to get this pole position. PN next across line. Pepe's just crossed it in P5. So Shane's qualifying ban, although he had it, it's only going to be P9 on the grid, so it's not too bad for him. PN to the line now. Louis Allen still on a lap, and it's PN from Kelly next. And PN, does he go back above Dean Wysocki? No, he does not. What about KLF? Stays P4. Good lap from him. Car 53 of DJ Phil. Can he find any more time on what will be his 250th race? No, he cannot. So for Dean Wysocki there, he's out-qualified PM Motorsport. That is not bad, but it's all now about Louis Allen on Daz Automatic. This is crucial. Louis, both of these two going for their first pole position, I do believe.
That's no good.
Now, he validated it. Out wide too far. So Louis Allen will be second on the grid. Holty down in third, Tony. He said the curse, the commentator. Well, there it is, but it's Daz Automatic in his Ferrari that will get one extra point. That'll help in the Constructors' battle, as well as it'll help in terms of Ferrari now getting their 16th pole position. And for Daz Automatic down on the qualifying stats, that's actually second. That's actually, sorry, apologies, his third pole position here at SimPlay Motorsport. 10 drivers are going to take the race start, meaning that the top 5 cannot qualify for race 2. And Tony, I ask you the question once again, who's going to win this race?
Oh, God. No, I'll stick with my first choice. I'll still stick with Holty. I'm sure he'll want a finishing style, like I said.
Yeah, I'm sure he will as well. Poll going out now for who you think will get the race win. I'm going to go the way of, I think Holty. But I'm going to stick with Daz. I'm going to say Daz. I feel like if Daz can get a good start, he could be the man to watch in this race. So we'll have to keep our eyes out and see. Let's hear from you in the chat. What's been your favourite moments, or what's been your least favourite moments throughout the season? As we get ready to go here.
30 seconds.
We hope to have Brennan for race 2. The drivers have 20 seconds to get ready to go. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. We'll be back live tomorrow night, PM Motorsport, Kieran Argent, and I believe Tony may be in the box with them as well, provided he's not working. We'll be there, 8 PM GMT +1 for that one. Dan Davis and a newcomer in the commentary box on Sunday night for F1 again, 8 PM GMT +1 for that one. And if you enjoyed last week's Racing Unleashed, come and show your support again, as I'm back at Racing Unleashed this weekend for Friday night and Saturday, the start of the season at Silverstone's. Come and give me your support on there. All that will be posted on the Discord. As well as for the penultimate time this season, it is green and go here, and who gets the better start? I think Holty's got a bit of a cracker. Louis Allen looks like he's already coming to pull ahead of Daz. Short run down to turn 1, and it's a right-hander followed by a left-hander. The left followed by the right. And Daz gets through with Louis Allen under pressure from Holty as they come back into the right-hander. Louis Allen has a bit of a wiggle there. That's forced him wide. Kelly's not close enough to tuck underneath. Holty's got through. Pepe and Kelly side by side as well. Down into turn 4 now. Pepe gets that one done. DJ Phil 6th. Dean's dropped from 7th. Oh, well, she taps the back of Dean round. PN has got passed by Shane, so Shane's had a cracking start. That was DJ Phil who was really wide there, and that's going to allow Shane to come past as well. And that then is another manoeuvre done for Shane, as here comes Kelly looking up the inside of Pepe, laid on the brakes, and can get that one done. Good move from Kelly, that. So Kelly back up to where he started. Shane's also followed Kelly through, so Shane on a bit of a charge here as they come through sector 1. It's Daz from Holty, Louis, then it's Kelly. And then it still says Shane is behind DJ Phil, but DJ Phil, there we go, it just updates now as they come through the second sector. Shane on a real charge at the moment. Tony's come from 9th on the grid. He's 5th by the end of the first lap nearly.
That's not a bad start, is it, at all?
No. Daz out front hasn't. It could be one to watch. Daz hasn't got away from Holty, as Holty just ran the track limits a little bit there. Louis a little slow through that sector. Top 3 just breaking away from Kelly in 4th. Shane's 5th. Pepe 6th. PM Motorsport 7th. DJ Phil close in the background. And then Welsh a little back off the pace, as is Dean, who are trying to fight for as many points as they can. Pit lane is open. Doesn't mean the pit window is open. And Shane now, can he get clear of Kelly as they come down towards turn 1? No, Shane's actually lost a bit of time to Kelly through that last sector. So Daz still has a good lead over Holty and Louis Allen before Kelly and Shane then appear. But Shane through sector 1, look at him, really up to the back of Kelly now and looking to get past KLF. Kelly's gone a little wide, but it's a double right-hander here, so it's not easy to tuck underneath for the second apex, because you've got to get his left hand kink right. Very easy to run wide like Pepe there and bounce on them sausage curves. Keeps it all under control though. If you look out front, Louis Allen actually has closed a bit of a gap up to Holty here. So Daz currently being able to maintain the gap at this moment in time. Louis just making sure that he can keep the gap to Holty. Holty having a look on Daz. Went a little deep. Wide on exit was Holty. Not get the momentum out of the corner that he wanted. Shane, you see mid-corner, just a little wider than others, then can snap it back in and make sure that he gets that one turned in and done. Dean and Welsh coming down towards this hairpin at the bottom end of the straight. Dean not close enough at the minute to make a move. DJ Phil's not close enough to PN. PN's trying to close down Pepe, and Shane here really looking to make some points up. This good for East and West Motorsport, who can really pull some points back in the constructors. Shane actually losing time to Kelly through this second part of this final part of the lap. Kelly actually seems to gap him a little bit, as Louis Allen right on the back now of Holty. We haven't had a Honda win yet this season in the Pro-Am, so it'll be great to see the Honda win here, as I believe Dean and Welsh has had a bit of a moment somewhere, because they've both got blue on the names, meaning they've on an invalid lap time, so not sure what happened there. Daz from Holty, from Louis Allen. All going well so far. Seems that, Tony, some of these cars, Holty seems to get close to Daz at the first part of the lap. Yeah. But then at the end of the lap, Louis seems to be on the back of Holty. Same with Shane and Kelly.
Yeah. Well, Kelly certainly won't make it easy for Shane to get past. He never does for anybody. So
one of the hardest overtakers at SimPlay Motorsport is KLF 900. As we go back down to his and Shane's battle areas, look, good gap to the back of Shane. So Shane's momentum has just stagnated a little bit. He's not able to make the progression through the field he wanted. PM Motorsport losing out to Pepe now. Dean Oh, he's having a look at Welshie here. Here comes Dean Wysocki then. Side by side with Welshie. He's going to have that inside line for the hairpin. And here comes Dean Wysocki. How late is he going to be on the brakes compared to Welshie? Nice and easy up the inside. And a good move that from Dean Wysocki puts him back into P9. And these two now will be looking to get onto the back of the rest of the packers. Holty now really closing Daz in. Holty just takes a different line to Daz through that corner there. You just see it kind of makes that left-hander there just a little tighter for himself. Whereas Daz and Louis seem to really open it up. And that's where Daz is able to get a run and get through and past a lot easier than others. Louis now on the back of Holty. Pit window is now open. So are we going to see anybody early into the pit lane? We'll keep our eyes out and we'll see if we can see anybody.
Oh, Holty went a bit wide there.
Yeah, Louis Allen's followed him as well. DJ Phil into the pits. So that is a pit stop for DJ Phil. And Dean Wysocki's in as well. So both of them two in. As here comes then DJ Phil. He's out the pits already. DJ Phil's not changed his tyres. That was a rather quick pit stop. No, he hasn't. So for DJ Phil, it's gone horribly wrong yet again. He's forgot to change the tyres. Holty's now attacking the back of Daz Automatic here. And look at Shane. He's right on the back of KLF. With Pepe not too far in the background. Shane pulls out. Kelly defends that inside line. Swoops into the quick little left-hander. And then through the next one. And Shane patiently waiting. And what a good little scrap this is. And once again, Shane proving how good a driver he has become. As Holty's got up the inside of Daz. We've missed that one. We've seen the end. But Holty now takes the race lead. Daz must have made a mistake somewhere. And now Louis Allen looking to attack on the outside line of Daz. Dean Wysocki has finished his pit stop. Yes, he's gone a lap down. But the others are still to pit. DJ Phil, though, has to pit again. And for Dean Wysocki, he is now the first man to complete his pit stop. Pepe and PN in the pits. Louis Allen did get Daz done. So Daz now down into P3. Kelly still fourth ahead of Shane. So
after the first three, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. They've sort of pulled away. But Holty takes the lead of this race, Tony.
Yep. I'm not saying any more.
No. So then, Pepe, PN, Welshie, all into the pit. So we'll see what they can do. Dean, don't forget, was ahead of Welshie as they pitted. Louis Allen and Daz Automatic having a good little scrap here. As Welshie obviously responded to Dean Wysocki, I wonder. Obviously, Dean just got past him. Welshie in to maybe try and prevent the undercut of Dean Wysocki. As Daz now Louis defending from Daz, apologies. Daz sat in P3, the man who's had a good amount of podiums this year. Kelly's got a bit of a gap back to Shane. Pepe's done. PN is done in the pits. Welshie still stationary. DJ Phil coming down. Where is DJ Phil? He's actually gone through to start another lap. Dean Wysocki, in terms of Welshie then, is coming up towards the back part of this lap. Let's go back to Daz and Louis Allen. Out front at the moment. Holty now just started to create a gap. Daz just over them sausage curves on the outside. That's going to unsettle the car. And really not make that one happy. Welshie is now away, but it is a long pit exit. So Dean Wysocki, penultimate corner. Welshie not yet out this pit lane, and it's a long time before you actually come off the limiter. Dean now at the final corner. This could be tight between these two. Let's just stay with Dean Wysocki then as they come down the start straight. Where is Dean going to feed out in terms of shit? Welshie now off the limiter. Dean Wysocki has cleared Welshie. You saw Welshie there just in the background. There's Dean, look. And then there's Welshie. Oh, a little wiggle from Dean. And Welshie now side by side. Welshie's onto the grass as he avoids Dean. Gets it stopped. And Dean now tries to tuck back underneath. And Welshie trying to prevent the undercut. Dean and Welshie giving each other good amount of room there. Good bit of space. Dean just pushed out wide a little bit. And they rejoin. That was a good little battle, that. And Welshie comes out on top. Dean Wysocki back down to P10. Just behind Welshie. Good little scrap that, Tony, there.
It certainly was.
As DJ Phil now back into the pits. This time to change his tyres. This is his second pit stop in this race.
Shane still hasn't got past Kelly.
No, Shane hasn't got past Kelly. In fact, there's a bit of a bigger gap between Shane and Kelly, in all fairness. Yeah. As Dean looking up the inside of Welshie. Could be a good manoeuvre, that, on the quick part of the circuit. Is he still up the inside? No, he's just braked a little earlier, took back underneath Welshie. And now he looks like he tries to tuck underneath again. Good evening to Peaceful Stepdad in the chat. Hope you're well, buddy. And DJ Phil. Keep an eye on that number 1 of DJ Phil. It's not yet gone green. It now goes green. And I think that went green a lot later than Welshie's did when Dean was coming. So DJ Phil here just rolling down pit exit. Here comes Dean and Welshie. And they have both already passed DJ Phil. So there goes Welshie, there goes Dean. Dean's lost out throughout this last sector to Welshie. And if we see in the background, you may just see DJ Phil's McLaren emerge from pit exit. No, you can't. In fact, there it is, look. So Phil loses out to the pair of them then.
Shane's lost a bit more time to Kelly.
Yeah, he's not had the pace of Kelly at the moment. Daz has dropped right off the back of the leaders, by the way. And Louis Allen actually sticking with Holty a little bit here. So Louis doing a cracking job at the moment just to stick with Holty. And the pit stops could be crucial. And I've seen Holty at times, Tony, run a little over the curbs, a little wider than he'd have liked. So we could be looking at track limit warnings maybe for Holty in this one.
Keep our eye on them.
Louis Allen comes in. So Louis Allen looking for the undercut on Holty. Daz automatic. He's going to dive into the pits. Kelly keeps going. Shane, bit of a wiggle on corner exit. He keeps going as well. Oh, and watch them sausage curbs. Kelly and Shane both sort of running over them there. Right. Daz and Louis. Daz just dropped off the pace of Louis and Holty out front. But Holty now not under any pressure. He's out front. The bonus for Holty is he's got Pien in front. Pien will always let the leaders through. But will he this time if it's fighting somebody? That's the biggest question. Them two stationary at their box. Pepe down in P6 clear of Welshie, who's had a spin. So Welshie's round and Dean Wysocki's got through. And DJ Phil has as well. So Dean's now up into P8. DJ Phil in the background there is now P9. And Welshie's dropped down to 10th. Dean unlaps himself from Daz and Louis Allen, who still haven't gone green yet. Pepe just onto the back straight, as is PN. There's Holty. As Louis Allen goes green and is away. Daz now goes green and is away. I think that's a lot earlier than Pepe, so I don't think Pepe is going to be close enough to Daz at this moment in time to overtake him. Shane and Kelly then. Shane's a lot closer to Kelly once more here. And is right up the chuff of Kelly's gearboxes, Shane.
Oh, Kelly's gone wide.
Yeah.
Shane's through.
Yeah, that's it. Stop go penalty. That's for Daz automatic. Speeding in the pit lane. So Daz speeding in the pit lane's got himself a stop go penalty. Holty's in the pit. Shane and Kelly. Oh no, Kelly, what's he done there? Oh, what a mistake. I think Kelly was going to follow Shane in and then decided that because Shane was pitting, Kelly was going to stay out, and he's just lost the rear of the car. And in the wall he goes. Daz then with a stop-go penalty. That is crucial. And that could possibly see him off the podium in this race.
He could.
As we drop down the order then, DJ Phil now on the back of Dean Wysocki in DJ Phil's 250th race. In fact, Dean looks like he's just not got the exit right there. DJ Phil's going to look up the inside of Dean. No, Tuck's back in behind him. Down over the start line they come. Dean and DJ Phil used to be teammates. Now they're rivals on the circuit. As Holty and Shane both clear their pit stop. Kelly's going to have major damage to the front end of that car, Tony.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on him to see if he's struggling. He seems okay, but possibly a little slower.
Louis Allen in return of Holty. The gap's about the same, if not Louis Allen a little bit closer. Back to the Dean and DJ Phil battle then. So Daz is in for that pit stop. Shane comes out P4. But obviously Kelly yet to pit. I imagine we'll be seeing Kelly come in at the end of this lap. Yeah, he's towards the end of the lap. You keep your eyes on that and let us know if he pits.
Yeah, he's on his way in.
Yeah, so Kelly's on his way in. So I'll be the last person to pit. Daz is in for his stop-go penalty.
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
And Dean defending well at the moment from Phil. He's just pulled a bit more of a gap out than him, so keeping his belly under control, nice and easy. Keep our eyes on Daz, because that'll be for position. Daz not yet moving at the moment, as Dean is coming into the final couple of corners with DJ Phil. Daz still not moving at the minute. He's away now. Dean and Phil at the penultimate corner. So then, the question is, can Dean and Phil get past Daz before he's off the limiter? Daz is coming. Dean now hard on the brakes with DJ Phil into the final corner. Dean has a bit of a wiggle on exit. Phil's now side by side with Dean Wysocki. Dean tries to come across to defend but can't do so there. And he backs over to the other side of the circuit. Dean goes into turn one and leads. DJ Phil tries to cut underneath and go around the outside, and Phil turns in, taps the side of Dean. Daz is out and away. So they wasn't a million miles away, but they've not got it done. DJ Phil has, though, got past Dean Wysocki, and that is job done. DJ Phil back in front. Louis Allen is really pushing the race leader and the champion of Pro-Am really hard here, Tony, because he's now within half a second of Holty.
Yeah, that's the one I'm keeping an eye on at the moment.
Oh, and look at Kelly. He's just come out of the pit lane, and he's side by side. Bit of a door rub with Shane there. Kelly out the pits, and Shane now on into P3. Kelly tries to tuck underneath Shane here for this P3. At the moment, they're side by side. Kelly the long way round the right-hander. He's just got a nose alongside Shane. Shane gives him the room, and I tell you what, cracking little fight this. Did Kelly repair the damage? I believe he possibly did. As Shane now then is now in front of Kelly. Well, we'll see if Kelly repaired the damage or not. As this race goes on, can he stick with Shane? That's the question. So top five can qualify for race two. At the minute, PN, Daz, DJ Phil, Dean Wysocki and Welshie can all qualify. As always, Dean had a moment here, because that's Dean just in front of the two leaders. And there is no DJ Phil in sight, so I reckon Dean has had a moment here. As he stays well off track. Oh, Louis. Dean stays well out the way of the leaders there, and Louis nearly joins him and nearly hits him in the boot.
That's your closest battle at the moment.
Yeah. Kelly has just dropped off the back of Shane. Pepe not a million miles away from Kelly. PN 6 seconds behind. Daz not really anywhere in relation to PN. DJ Phil's only 7 seconds behind Daz. Dean will have Welshie started to close in on him. But it is a battle between Holty and Louis Allen at the minute for the race leaders. We're over halfway of this race. 12 minutes left to go. And it's going well so far. Oh, Louis Allen a little wide there at the hairpin, Tony. That's just going to lose him a little more time.
Yeah, definitely. We're all a bit spread out.
Yeah, we've got an hour of this to come in race two, so this should be thoroughly entertaining.
Yeah. We might have one more car though, so
hopefully Bryn gets back in time to be able to race two. But it's Holty from Louis Allen. Shane's down in third. Oh, what's happened to Kelly? Because Kelly's now behind PN Motorsport. So what has happened to KLF 900 there? Pepe's now running P4. PN's now fifth. Kelly's down in sixth. And it looks like he's got some big damage to the front of that car. Daz, 7th place. He's at the opposite end of the circuit to what Kelly is at the moment. DJ Phil losing out to Daz, but pulling away from Dean Wysocki. In fact, Dean, he must have had another moment because he's now behind Welshie. So Dean Wysocki just struggling out there, and Welshie's back up to P9 now. So that third in the independents could be going the way of Daz Automatic, of Louis Allen, sorry, at the moment.
Kelly's in the pits.
Kelly's back in the pit lane. Oh, what has happened there? Look at the front end of that car. That is just absolutely battered here then.
Yeah.
And for KLF, well, his night started off not too bad, but it's gone absolutely terribly in this second race.
Sorry, Kelly.
Right then, so Holty 1.7 clear of Louis. Shane kind of in no man's land in relation to Pepe. P and Kelly. Daz will overtake Kelly in just a moment's time. Here goes Daz. Kelly still not moving. Daz comes through. He actually had a bit of a wiggle there. Nearly ended up in the pit wall. And Daz down the start straight. 9.5 minutes left. He's overtaking Kelly. DJ Phil will now come and get Kelly. As the leaders cross the line, Louis Allen bringing that gap back down up front. Welshie then into the final corner. Kelly still not moving yet. Welshie's going to get himself back through as well. So Welshie now comes through. And for Dean Wysocki, he's a long way behind Welshie. What has happened to Dean here? Oh, he's got a puncher, I think. I believe that right rear of Dean's car. Yes, the right rear. It's dragging on the floor.
Yeah.
Dean Wysocki's got himself a puncher then. So Dean may not get past Kelly in this race. Gap out front has opened up a little bit.
And he's in the pit.
Dean Wysocki then puncher. Into the pits he comes.
Pepe's pulling back a little bit of time on Shane.
Yeah, 2.6 seconds. I thought the Lamborghini would have the outright pace here tonight, but it just doesn't seem to have had at the moment in time. Pepe does seem to be reeling Shane back a bit. Shane kind of seems to have stagnated now. He's not really gaining on the cars in front. He's not gaining on the cars behind either.
No.
Gap out front's dropped to 10th. Holty to Louis Allen. 7 minutes left in this race. As we say that, actually, Pepe's gap to Shane has just increased a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sod's Law, really, isn't it? No, Sod's Law. That one is his gap's increased. And Holty to Louis Allen, 1.7. Shane to Pepe, 3 seconds now. It's going to be all about who can get have less mistakes and have less track limit warnings at the end of this race. 7 minutes, 13 seconds remaining. Again, we apologise that there's not the full 18 cars on the grid. We did hope for a full grid for the final race of the season. That's sadly not to be. And it is a real shame that we've not got the full grid here for the final time this season, Tony, isn't it?
Yeah. Would have been a lot more interesting battles if we had a few more cars.
It just seems a bit spread out.
Oh, Pepe.
We'll get to bring you an hour of this as Pepe's bouncing over the curbs from Tony, and that is Shane just putting a lap on the Lamborghini in front of Welshie. Paul Welshie this season, he's had a few decent races, but then followed by a few niggly back problems that's caused him just not to maybe put the time and effort in that he wanted to, or not give it his all on race night that he wants to, because obviously health comes first at the end of the day, and must be annoying for him.
He's doing well to be racing from what we've heard anyway.
Really is. He's pretty much a lap ahead of Kelly as well, so it looks like P8 could be the way it is. Holty's extended that gap to 2 seconds. Oh dear, Welsh had a bit of a wiggle coming through the corner. Pepe sort of flew off to the edge of the track as that gap between Pepe and Shane goes up even more. 11 seconds back to PN. Daz, yeah, he's not really. The problem is with Daz is he's a sector behind his teammate. DJ Phil is slowly becoming a sector behind Daz. Welshie is within 16 seconds of DJ Phil. Kelly is 2 laps down to the leaders. Dean is going to be 2 laps down as well. For Kelly, though, he's at the opposite end of the circuit to Dean. Actually, he's not. He's about to come around and lap Dean, if I'm going to be honest with you. Gap out front 2.2 now. This one looks like this is going to be the final classification unless anything changes in this race. Pepe gap to him and Shane 3.3 seconds. Another man, Tony, this season who's had his fair share of health problems. PM Motorsport, what a season he's had up and down for his health, but it's still great to see him out there.
Yeah, and he's usually sort of mid-pack as well. He keeps battling on.
He seems to be mid-pack again today, so he's absolutely flying at the moment and trying to end his season as best as possible. He was hoping that him and Daz could maybe take a constructor's second place here tonight. We'll have to wait and see at the end of the night what the scores will be, because Kelly will possibly now ruled out them for the Audio Sport team for next season, for the constructors this season. Kelly taking a sabbatical through the summer. He's away to New Zealand, and he says he's coming back. He's going to take a season away. He's going to come back fighting fit for season 3 of ACC at the back end of the year in the winter. And he was saying that, that's going to be his season. He was saying off air, Tony, earlier.
Yeah, he's going to win everything.
Yeah, so we
So
can't
we're
wait
led to believe.
Can't wait to see a fighting Kelly back in the cockpit of the car. Will we see the Audio Sport name? That's an interesting one for any team out there. Will we see the Audio Sport name on the track? Gap out front 1.3, Holty to Louis Allen. So the gap's just come down nearly a second here at the back end of this race. Is this Honda just starting to come into its own? The Bentley may be struggling on its tyres at the end.
Well, you should know more about the Bentley.
I normally think the Bentley gets stronger as the race goes on, but Holty here has just been caught quite a bit by these boys. Kelly, 18 seconds off the back of Welshie, that says. Now, that's not bad if Kelly's only 18 seconds off the back of Welshie. Welshie's 19 off the back of DJ Phil. DJ Phil is some margin off the back of Daz, near enough a full sector. Daz about to be lapped by the 2 he was fighting earlier on for this race lead. Holty's got the gap back up 2 extra tenths over Louis Allen. So your Pro-Am champion at the minute has just extended his gap. So maybe a mistake from Holty somewhere. Maybe not the tyres going off, but a mistake from Holty that has put him in this position, I wonder. Through turn 1, Louis Allen really riding them sausage curbs, excuse me. Got the gap down another 4 tenths. The gap is just under 1.2 seconds here then. So Louis Allen really trying to put the pressure on. Pepe to Shane 3.9 now. And in the final 2.5 minutes, I don't believe Louis Allen has won a race this year. No, a Honda has had 2 pole positions. It's never had a race win, but he's on the sausage curbs. And all that hard work he's done to catch up, Tony, is ruined there by running the curb too much on the exit.
Yeah, he went airborne there.
Kelly now 15 seconds to Welshie, so we'll keep our eyes on that. As Welshie's down in towards turn 1. Kelly's coming into the final corner. Oh, that's a bit wide and over the sausage curve to Kelly. That's probably put that one to bed. Pepe trying to catch on the back of Shane. Shane 32 seconds off of the leaders. Daz in the middle of the 2 leaders at the minute. The gap back up to 1.4. Pepe to Shane down to 2.9 seconds here. So Pepe trying to close in on Shane at the end of this race. We will be starting the final lap in just a moment as Holty comes through the final corner. And for the penultimate time this season, we move on to the final lap. Holty has gained some time over Louis Allen. 2 seconds nearly now the gap. Shane to Pepe 2.7. So is this the way the order is going to be set for this final time?
Oh, Louis went very wide there.
seems to be where he goes wide a little. He's got it right this time.
Yeah.
So he's not gone airborne this time. He's managed to keep it on the track, but he's lost a bit more time to Holty. Gap down to 2.1 between Pepe and Shane. PN on the back of Welshie. Daz pretty much a whole sector and a bit behind PN. DJ Phil near enough a whole sector behind Daz Automatic. 28 seconds is that gap. Welshie just got slapped by PN. He's got Dean Wasocki catching him as well, and that could have been for position for Dean, but sadly not to be after his puncher. Kelly's within 10 seconds of Welshie, so looking for extra points. But as they come towards the end of the lap, your defending, your current Pro-Am champion is going to come home to take yet another race win. And that is back-to-back race wins here for Holty. What a dominant, well, I say dominant performance. He had to get past Daz early on, and he had to get past Louis Allen as well off the line. But it is race win again for Holty in this one. Great drive from him. Louis Allen, second place. It's going to be Shane who's going to take that P2. Daz Automatic will be able to qualify for that second race, although I don't think he'll be participating in it because he has got to go to work, I do believe. So P6 for Daz in the end. DJ Phil is just in front of this battle, so on his 250th, he's going to take P7. And it is going to be Shane. Pepe's getting closer to Shane at the end of this race. 1.8 is the gap, but Shane is going to come down the straight, and he is going to take P3 in this one. Great drive from him. We're going to see Pepe come across the line for P4. Before PN Motorsport will get to the line for P5. He cannot qualify for race 2. It will then be Welshie to cross the line for P8. Dean Wasocki for P10. And then KLF, the last man to cross the line, in P9 as Holty joins us now. We'll speak with Holty in just a moment's time. As here comes Kelly then to get towards the line and crosses it. And that then is your race 1. We will be right back in a few moments' time. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to SimPlay Motorsport. And it is great to have you here for the final time this season. We have lost Daz Automatic. He's got to go to work. But we have gained Leon Fernie, who can try and score as many points as he can, help his teammate out in that constructors battle with MC Motorsport for mid-pack. Alti, your champion, 95 points clear of Shane, now in second place. Wolfenator's third, with Pepe fourth. Pepe only 10 points behind the Wolfenator. Argent fifth, only 8 points clear of KLF. Daz up to seventh. Can be caught by his teammate PN. DJ Phil is ninth. He's ahead of Stealth Sloth. Smithy in 11th. Dean Wisocki can catch both Stealth and Smithy in this season. Louis Allen as well. Bryn P14 with Welsh 15th. Hitman 16th. Leon Fernie 17th. Dennis Newman 18th. Your Constructors battle looks a little like this. AH Motorsport have won the Constructors Championship. They are 219 clear of Tickle Pink, with East and West in third place. With Daz going, you'd imagine Tickle Pink will hold on to that Constructors battle. That second place. Audio Sport P4, Austrian Racing Club 5th. Racing Group P6, MC Motorsport 7th. That's a good one. Racing P8, Lone Ranger Racing P9, Team Oro Titan P10. JW Racing Esports 2, P11, and JWB Racing Esports P12. And we are joined by your race winner and your Pro-Am champion, who's had many race wins to his name this season. Just scrolling up that leaderboard, 10 race wins to his name. And, well, that was a pretty simple one, wasn't it, Holty?
Yeah, I had the Honda that was keeping with me. It's got quite good pace around here. But yeah, it's a shame we don't have a full grid for the last race of the season, really.
Yeah, gutted not to have the battles that you've had throughout the season. But it's been a good season from yourself.
Yeah, it's been a good season. Obviously, I come into ACC just using this as a first season as a test run, really. But I couldn't have asked for a better championship start, really.
Yeah, good championship start. Good way to end the season as well. Couple of wins on the bounce for yourself and for the team, really. Obviously, like you say, it's a shame that we've not got a full grid, but it's been a cracking season nonetheless. Give us one of your high points of this season.
Well, there's been quite a few, really. I think the last round was a really good battle with Hitman and Wolfenator. It's a shame that Shane couldn't have kept up with us, really. We've had some really good battles. But yeah, all in all, it's a tough one to call, really. Probably Brands, because the second race for an hour long with Hitman and Wolfenator, he just pushed me for about 50 minutes around that.
Yeah, it was a good fight. Going into race 2 then, obviously a bit short on the grid. You're going to be starting exactly sort of mid-pack. What can we do around here in this second race of the season? Final race of the season, should I say.
Yeah, just going to go out and enjoy this one. Try go for a win again, but hopefully we get some good battles on this last race. No
worries, buddy. Well, we'll let you get back to it, Holty. Congratulations, and we'll possibly speak to you in a little while.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers, boy. Well done. Bye. Holty very happy with his performance then, and we hope to see more of Holty next season. We hope to see more of everybody else next season as well. Evening to Benedict in the chat. Evening, guys, bit late. You've not really missed a lot. You missed Holty have a good performance, and he's taken some good results here. Dino about to come through and complete his first lap of qualifying. I do believe the car behind him is DJ Phil on an invalid lap, so Dean will set the benchmark lap for everybody to cross the line and beat. And here comes Dean Wisocki, 39.2. Next car on a lap is car 22 of KLF 900. Right, last race of the season, Tony. What are we expecting?
Not a lot.
No.
Like I say, unfortunate there's not so many cars on the grid. I wouldn't be surprised to see Holty come through and get in the lead. Hopefully one of the others can, give him a bit of a battle.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll have to see. He said that the Honda's got some pace around here. So, that's nice to see. And hopefully the Honda can push him hard in this one. So then DJ Phil, 250th appearance for him. McLaren's 400th race starts. That's great to see for the McLaren in this one. It sadly wasn't to be. McLaren getting close to its 100th podium. If Dean and Holty get a podium in this one, In fact, actually, if McLaren, if Kelly, Leon, and DJ Phil can get a podium in this one, then that will be McLaren's 100th podium. If Dean and Holty get a podium, then that'll be Bentley's 50th podium in this one. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled on this one.
Kelly's gone fastest at the moment.
Yeah, yes, from Dean.
Through, I think it's Phil.
It is Phil, because Dean's on an invalid lap time, so Dean will not be posting a quick one here. Car 21 of Leon Fernie. He's on an invalid lap time as well. And it's all about now who can get
into third for Phil.
on pace. Yep, Phil, 2.6 off the back. Not a bad time from Dean, to be fair. Only half a second off the back of Thingy.
KLF.
Yeah, so not too bad. It is Kelly to cross the line next. Kelly to the line. He improves a little bit. Dean's back in the pits. He's coming out now, so hopefully Dean can get on his way. Welshie in the pits as well. Sorry, Welsh on track. He's currently on an invalid lap time. Next man set lap time will be DJ Phil. So we'll see what they do there. So we'll see what happens. Just been told from race control that Leon Fernie actually has a Q2 ban, so Leon Fernie will not be taking part in qualifying and will therefore be starting from P10 on the grid. So that's not the way he possibly wanted to start his evening tonight, but I'm sure that Leon Fernie will be back ready to go again in a few seasons next season. No improvement from DJ Phil. Welshie back in the pits. So it's only 3 of them out there. Welshie not yet set a lap time either, and he's not going to get a lap time in. So Welshie's going to start down in P9. Pepe's going to start 8th. So for Holty here, he's actually, say the top half can't qualify, Holty's going to start P4. It's not bad, is it?
Not bad at all for him.
Not bad at all. Say the top half can't qualify. Sherry will take that one. Kelly to the line, improves his lap time by just a little bit. DJ Phil, the next man, on a hot lap. As we see Gary 131 in the chat. Great to see Gary in the chat. Hope all is well, buddy. As Benedict's peaceful stepdad. Thanks to all who's been a part of this season. DJ Phil now probably on his last lap. And again, we hope that the Pro have a better showing tomorrow night. I sadly won't be there in the Pro tomorrow night. I am back at work once again, so I will sadly not be there for Pro this time around. So I can't end the season. That is a shame. Will tune in, hopefully, when I land in Switzerland. I'll try my best to tune in. DJ Phil, next man set a lap time then. Here he comes towards the line. Bit of a drift through the corner there on the exit. Comes towards the final corner now. He's got 7 seconds. Could possibly get to the line here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. DJ Phil has actually crossed the line. He's not improved, but DJ Phil will get one more lap time in here. So we are going to have to wait. Kelly has parked it in the gravel. He feels he's done enough for pole. So it's down to Dean Wysocki and DJ Phil. So Kelly, at the moment, has taken the last pole position of the season as it stands provisionally. But Dean and DJ Phil still to go. I think, did Dean just invalidate his lap? No, he didn't. His dot stays that grey colour. But he's close. A little slow through. It was very close. He's a little slow through that section. Defo, not podium. No podium for the Bentley tomorrow then. Probably not. It's not really a Bentley track. But I'm sure you'll give it your best, Gary. As Dean comes towards the line, has a bit of a wobble onto the grass. That will be no pole position for Dean Wysocki. So DJ Phil needs to find a second to put it on the front row. Otherwise, it will be Dean and Kelly on row 1. Here comes DJ Phil then. hopefully. No, he's popped up as well. So that then, to say 5 could qualify, that is that. Ignore the fact it says Daz starts P7. He does not. He is not here for the race. He is away at work. So we hope Daz has a good season. We'll see him next season, hopefully. And yeah, Tony, race win prediction. One final time this season.
I really can't see beyond Holty, but I'm hoping that perhaps Shane and Louis can give him a bit of a battle.
Yeah, I'd like to see Kelly have a good run in this final one. Be nice to see Dean and Phil as well, and Welshie from the back have a bit of a good run as well. So, either way, all drivers have had a pretty good season. Now, for Dean Wysocki, he's actually got the chance to battle Louis Allen for 3rd place in that Independence Championship. And Dean can finish top 10 in the drivers' standings himself. So, a lot to play for Dean and for Louis, as well as Pepe. He needs 10 points to finish ahead of the Austrian Racing Club. Kelly can get P5 in the championship. So a lot to do there. So we'll see what will happen. Right, 30 seconds before we go for the last race of the season. Always try my best. Never good enough, though. But not bad for a rookie. Well, you're not a rookie anymore. You're a silver license, so you told me the other day. But no, it's always great to race with Gary. He's a fantastic driver. He always gives his all, and he's had good results this season. He's been up there. And so I've heard, Tony. No unorthodox tomorrow night, because apparently Overtaker's missing. I'm obviously in Switzerland, and an Overtaker message Dan saying, look, if you don't race, then it's 7 points separate Jaeger, Battle Buff Out Racing, and FU Racing. Between Gary, Plava, and Fury. That could be an interesting little battle. Now, Louis Allen here. Gone a little far forward, or was Dean a little slow away there? Not too sure. Either way, Brentford 2 up at Chelsea. Well, there we go. What's the Man City score, Gary? We are green and go for the final time this season. It is KLF who gets a better start than Dean Wysocki. Already Holty is looking up the inside of Dean. Into turn 1, and there is contact made, and that is a few cars round. Kelly from Holty who got a tap there. Believe DJ Phil was involved. Yes, he was. Dean Wysocki as well involved in that one. So that is not the way we want to start the last race of the season. Who was that side by side? I think Welshie has now been forced off the road. Leon Fernie side by side with Louis Allen. And well, at the end of the first sector, it's KLF from Holty, from Shane, from Pepe, Louis Allen, Leon Fernie, PM Motorsport, Welshie, DJ Phil, Dean Wysocki. Did Holty tap the back of Dean there? That's the question. So Dean's gone from 2nd to 10th in the space of 2 corners. And now Kelly has got Holty right on the back of him. Leon Fernie, Louis Allen, a little wide. Leon Fernie having a look. So was PM Motorsport having a look up the inside. 3-0 City, says Gary. Well, that's the title gone there then for Arsenal if you're a football fan. Back out front, you see that massive Bentley. It can't hide behind the McLaren because it's huge. Holty and Kelly have had a few ding-dongs this season. So let's hope all is well here. Shane, a second ahead of Pepe. Louis Allen just in front of Leon and PN. Welshie Dean, who's got himself ahead of DJ Phil. Phil was actually flashing the lights at Dean Wysocki there. And Holty's got damage to his car, so that could be possibly something that helps Kelly out here. But Shane, look at Shane on the back of Holty already towards the end of this first lap, Tony.
Yeah. Just what we wanted.
Yeah, just what we wanted. Drama in the first lap. Can they keep it up for 58 minutes without getting too strung out? That is the biggest question. Either way, it is Kelly from Holty, Shane, Pepe, top 4, different manufacturers, all close together. Here then, bit of a gap back to Leon Fernie. He's got Louis Allen, who's no longer 6th because PM Motorsport is. So PM Motorsport's got past Louis Allen at turn 1. Welshie's 8th. Dean Wysocki still 9th. With DJ Phil 10th. Back to Holty at the front, who Tony said was wide. Oh, Kelly's off! And Holty! And Shane!
I think there was a bit of contact there. I couldn't make out who it was between, though.
So Shane, Holty and Kelly all off. Kelly still leads now from Pepe. Shane's having a look up the inside of Holty. Louis Allen's looking up the inside of Leon Fernie. Oh, well, where's this been for the last half an hour? 57 minutes to go, lads. Keep it going. Either way, Louis Allen up past Leon Fernie. Yes, job done. I'm off to bed and I work at 5. Night all. Good night, Gary. Have a good night's sleep, bud. Hope you have a good shift at work tomorrow. PN down in 7th. Welshie being caught by Dean. So Dean looks like he's got a bit of pace here. DJ Phil is 10th, but it's still Kelly from Pepe. Holty, Shane, Louis, Leon. Top 6. Well, it's quite close between these top 6. Dean looks like he's maybe changed a setup or two here, because he just looks a little faster. He's pulled away from Phil and is actually gaining on the back of Welshie here. And Dean really chucking that Bentley into this final sector. Right, back to the front. So Kelly leads from Pepe, from Holty. No moves being made at the moment. Louis Allen gaining on the back of Shane as well now. So Holty was right in that mid-session interview. That Honda does look like it's got a little bit of pace around here. He's a little wide there. Now looks to the inside. Holty's off again. Under the braking, Holty's off again. Pepe leads this race. We've missed what's happened there. And Louis Allen got up the inside of Shane. So Pepe leads from Kelly. Kelly's trying to come back at him now. Louis Allen is in the thick of this as well. And a flash of the lights from Kelly there on the front of that McLaren, I do believe. Is Kelly going to dive bomb up the inside into the hairpin? He does. Pepe has to back out of that one because Kelly got alongside. 55 minutes left, lads. Keep it going. Kelly side by side with Pepe. Louis Allen's going to look up the inside. Kelly's going to try and go right around the outside here. And Louis Allen's going to think of tucking up the inside of Kelly as they come onto the back straight. Out the corner. Here comes KLF. Here comes Pepe. He tucks back in, but he can't tuck in too much because the Honda's side by side and past him. Now Pepe under.
The mic's breaking up. That.
Past Holty. So Holty's down in 6th. Dean is on the back of Welshie having a look up the inside. Can't get it done there. And Louis Allen side by side now with Kelly. Kelly will have the inside for the next 2 corners. This is great racing within the first few laps here at Misano in race 2. Kelly, Louis, Pepe, Shane, Leon, Holty, PN a little further back. Dean and Welshie a little further back having their own scrap. What a fight this is, Tony.
Yeah, amazing. What happened race 1? Where were they all?
Yeah, where was the all race 1? What a cracking battle this is. Leon a little too much on the grass there. And it's McLaren, Honda, Aston, Lamborghini, McLaren, Bentley, all separated by a couple of tenths. And Louis Allen's going to look up the inside, but you've got to wake up earlier than that to outdo Kelly, who's gone deep. And now, Louis Allen side by side with Kelly tries to tuck up the inside. Holty side by side with Leon. Oh, Leon's tapped Holty round.
Oh.
And PN will come through. Kelly and Louis Allen still side by side down this back straight. What driving this is. Kelly will not want to lose out to the lawnmower. And Louis tucks back in behind KLF. Great little battle this. Shane gets himself up to 3rd. He's up past Pepe.
Louis got through, has he?
Yeah, Louis has got through. Kelly's gone a little deep at the hairpin, and Louis Allen leads this race. So it is McLaren, Honda, Aston, Lamborghini. Or Lamborghini Aston, should I say. Holty in the background then with Leon Fernie once again on the rear of him. Well, what dramas early doors, Tony.
Wow.
Oh, Shane's tapped Kelly.
Oh, Kelly's round.
Shane has tapped Kelly round. And they're all compiling through now. And Kelly down to P9.
Is he stalled?
I don't know if he stalled the car. He's retired. He's left the lobby. Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, dear. What a shame.
Yeah, that is a shame, because Kelly was having a good little race there. And I know Shane's tapped him round, but yeah, we always want drivers to get to the end. We're down to 9, Tony. We're down to 9.
Don't want to lose any more. Come on, lads, keep it clean.
Yeah, jeez. Well, McLaren will not be getting their 100th podium today. DJ Phil doesn't seem to have any pace in this one. Pepe's off the back of Shane. Louis Allen well out in front from Shane at the moment. Then it's Pepe, Holty, who's ahead of PN. Just Leon Fernie's down in 6th. Well, she's got Dean trying to get on the back of him. So Dean having a bit of a better race here. As Dean just looking underneath Welshie there. No, can't get nothing done with that one. Welshie a little slow through the hairpin, so now Dean might have run. These two have dropped DJ Phil some gap here. Leon as well, look, just in front, only 6th. As Welshie defends from Dean, now comes back across the circuit. He knows he's clear of Dean, and this just where that Lamborghini is a little stronger than that Bentley. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Mike. Shame that there is only set 9. With good points on offer for the top 10 as well, so get to the end, score the points. We've always encouraged it. As we know, Kelly's going to take a season sabbatical and he'll hopefully be back. Just kind of puts a spoiler on the end of this night, doesn't it now?
Yeah.
Oh, well, she gets the car sideways. Not sure what's happened to Dean. He's dropped right off the back of Welshie. He's had a moment somewhere. And we're all now, you know, Welshie to Leon Fernie is the closest battle on track. We're all just now a little strung out a bit here as Welshie's missed his brakes.
And Welshie's gone wide.
Let's hear from you in the chat. What's been your highlights this season? What's been your highs, your lows? Because we've got 50 more minutes of this. Yeah. This is going to be a long 50 minutes. Holty gaining on the back of Pepe here.
Funny that's the one I was looking at. See if he can fight his way back.
Yeah, he's got a bit of damage to his car, I imagine. He's made some contact with drivers, so...
Yeah.
Let's see if he can fight his way back.
Should be getting closer.
Yeah, he's clearly got the pace in the Bentley, hasn't he?
It looks like it. Right.
There's Shane's gaining on Louis Allen. That gap's under 4 seconds now. So that's good to see from Shane there.
Pepe's only a couple of seconds down. Holty's right behind him. We could have another little battle going on shortly.
Yeah. Pepe just defending now. And now Holty looking to tuck underneath. I know, Mike. It is just poor from Prime, really, at the end of this season. Pepe jumping over the curbs. And Holty, easy as you like. Through he goes. And Dean, once again, just looking at Dean to DJ Phil, that gap was 1.5 seconds. Dean's gapped DJ Phil now 3.3. And he's closing in on Welshie once again. But Holty's past Pepe then, so can Pepe get back through? This will be the question. Would have been good to see how Kelly come back through the field. There.
Yeah.
You know, and what progress he made.
I think that's a bit of the way Kelly's season has gone, though, isn't it?
Yeah. It's kind of been, it sums up his season in that one moment there, doesn't it? You know, just that one little tap round. You know, he said earlier, didn't he, that he's made his own mistakes. You know, race 1 of this championship, he raced with the wrong brakes. Look at this season, he's done things that he's made mistakes, but then he's been involved in incidents which has been at times not his own doing. Yeah. And it has ruined his races. And yeah, Holty's pulled away from Pepe now, so Pepe just losing that time. Holty now within 1.3 of Shane, who actually has lost out massive amounts to Louis Allen out front. Louis Allen now 5.2 clear. Dean has passed Welshie, so Dean's got ahead of Welshie somewhere. We've missed that one develop, but Dean ahead of Welshie then. And Dean up to P7 now, so could end his season in a good way, but possibly, the way it stands, will lose out to Louis Allen in that 3rd place for the independence battle because of the fact Louis Allen's winning this race. But there is still 47 minutes to go, so anything could happen here. Welshie's coming back at Dean Woodsocket. Hey, you never know any of these boys. Welshie and Dean could get a top 5 by the end of this race. We don't know what's going to happen. Leon Fernie started to close down on PM Motorsport, but Welshie's sticking to the back of this Bentley at the moment. And Welshie's Lamborghini really starting to get onto the back of it.
Holt's closing in on Shane.
Just jump to that one. Yeah, not a million miles away at the moment. Shane just struggling through there. Just go on Welshie again. Dean a little slow through the hairpin. Back to Holty. Really putting pressure on the back of Shane. This is allowing Louis Allen out front to just pull away here, by the way.
Yeah.
That gap now up over 6 seconds. Holty within 4/10 of Shane then. Holty gets the run. He's going to look up the inside. Shane's managed to cover it at the moment. Holty tries to tuck underneath. Can't get nothing done about it there. Dean's just started to pull away. Oh, they both go over the sausage curbs. Nothing done there. Welshie right on the back of Dean Wysocki. So Holty on the back of Shane. Welshie has got past Dean, actually, so we've missed that. Welshie has got past Dean and put some daylight between him and Dean. So that's that job done then. Just Holty to try and get ahead of Shane. If you go back and watch the Dean and Welshie fight, Tony.
Will do.
The viewers will keep their eyes on this as Holty looks up the inside now as Shane. Shane's going to have the inside for the next corner. Good move this could be from Holty. Shane has the inside. Holty very wide there, round the outside. Great move from Holty. Manages to get the job done. And Holty back into second place, but the leader is already 8.2 up the road. Shane's got damage to the front of that car. Dean now. We can jump onto this, Dean Flex. It's the next closest battle. I know Shane's still within 4/10, but you get the feeling that Shane's going to lose out a bit to Holty now.
Well, she's still keeping it out there.
Oh, he's had a bit of a wiggle last corner. Here comes Dean Wysocki. He's side by side with Welshie. He's going to have that inside line for the next corner. And Dean gets past Welshie onto the brakes. Dean back up into 7th. Ran a little deep on exit. Welshie's going to look around the outside and turns in on Dean a little bit there. Contact made and Welshie gives Dean the place back. This is allowing DJ Phil Tony to get on the back of these two now.
Yeah. I don't know what the time distance is, but it looks pretty close.
Does indeed. And
they keep it in them blooming curbs.
yeah, they do. It's a tricky corner, that one, on the exit to keep it within the track limit. Shane's still within 6/10 of a second of Holty. We're currently watching Dean and Welshie at the moment, having a great little battle this for P7. Oh, what's happened there?
Contact.
Contact between Welshie and Dean. And DJ Phil gets through as well. So Louis on his own from Holty, from Shane. Peppy 4th, PN 5th, Leon Fernie 6th. Dean now down in 9th place. Welshie 8th, DJ Phil. Welshie 7th, DJ Phil 8th. We go back to this. We'll stick on board actually the DJ Phil Welshie battle. Just all a little spaced out now, innit? DJ Phil's giving a... Just giving Welshie a little flash. Hey, get in there, isn't he? He's getting there.
bit wide from Phil.
Oh, he's on them rumble strips again on the outside of the curb, and that puts to bed any attack he was going to mount on Welshie there. Oh, he looks to have a lunge up the inside, can't get it done. Dean's not a million miles away in the background, just under 5 seconds. So he's not a million miles away. If these two stop fighting each other, Dean could, maybe get on the back of these two again. What's the gap out front? Louis Allen to Holty. Just waiting for that one to change. Is 8.4 seconds. Holty to Shane 1.7. Shane to Pepe 4.2. Pepe to PN's a big gap, but Leon Fernie trying to close the gap to PN Motorsport.
Dean's brought that time down again. 3.7.
Yeah, 3.7. So Dean's clearly got some pace underneath him in this second race, but he's just got to keep it consistent and stay out of that bother. Well, Fernie 2.4 actually lost 0.2 to PM Motorsport. Shane's now 2.3 off of Holty, so he's lost even more time. Holty's bringing that gap down up front. Welshie, little wiggle out the final corner again there.
Ooh.
Phil's getting close to Welshie here, Tony. Welshie just having a few slip and slide moments.
She went a little bit wide again.
DJ Phil back on the rear of him. And now looks to tuck up the inside of Welshie. Both got a bit of a wiggle out the corner. They both slapped doors. Dean now, look, he's right there. 2.6 seconds is the gap. Welshie and Phil side by side. They're going to break hard into this hairpin. And it's DJ Phil who goes up the inside. Welshie tries to cut back underneath. Can't seem to get the move done. So DJ Phil moves up into 7th place. Good manoeuvre that from DJ Phil. He's now got to keep hold of it. Welshie comes straight back up the inside, look.
Oh.
And Phil looks to come back underneath him. And does so again. A bit more door banging from the two of them. Pit window now opens. And look who is right in the background of these two.
Yeah, he's caught right back up again.
Dean is right there with Welshie and DJ Phil. Pit window open, so who is going to box? The only three who can box, really, is these three, because all the others have started their laps. So it is only these three who can pit at this moment. Louis Allen, 7.4 out front. Holty has pulled away from Shane. Is any of these three going to pit? Yes, in comes Welshie. And I think Dean Wysocki followed him in. Yes, he did. So they both come in. DJ Phil stays out. So early pit stops for them two. It's a case of who gets your damage done quicker, I suppose.
So just keep an eye on how long they're in the pits.
Leon Fernie, 1.3 now off the back of PM Motorsport, so he's brought that gap down a little bit. Yeah, that's closing, that is, between the McLaren and the Ferrari of PN and Leon Fernie. Leon's already pulling out to have a little look, but this good back straight is where Leon's McLaren, that looks like it's got a bit of front end damage, could just catch up to PM Motorsport. Shane and Pepe in the pits. Welshie's done. He will soon be away. He's away now.
He's away.
Yep, so he's got a good jump on Dean. So clearly, Dean's repaired some damage. Dean is now away. Shane and Pepe both pit. So the leaders have come through to lap. So it's Louis Allen, 7.6 clear of Holty. PN is now into 3rd with Leon Fernie within under a second of Leon Fernie. So good chance for Leon here to just start to close on PN before the round of pit stops. Oh, who's that off? In fact, it was Leon Fernie off there. So you just take one look away at the stream chat, and Leon Fernie in the gravel. Well, that puts to bed any fight with PM Motorsport. Shane and Pepe in. Shane could be there for a while with his damage. DJ Phil has done another lap. So with his damage, he's done another lap. Dean and Welshie, fresh cars now. on their way. And what can they do? Shane's away, so good stop from Shane.
He's away too.
Yeah, Pepe just leaving the pits now. Tony, we never want to see drivers retire. It is a shame when drivers do retire.
Yeah.
For Pro-Am tonight, obviously a lot of people busy working things, but it is a bit of a poor showing, isn't it, from the drivers to not try and make the last one of the season.
Yeah, we would have much preferred to have had 18 of them on here and battles all over the place.
Yeah.
It's very difficult when there's only 9 and there's not an awful lot happening.
Yeah, Dean Wysocki, 8.2 off the back of Welsh after the pit stops. Pepe 10 seconds behind Shane after the pit stops. Louis Allen carries on his way for another lap. Holty's got the gap down to 7 seconds. PM Motorsport's up to 3rd. Leon Fernie didn't pit. He is 5 seconds off the back of him. And for DJ Phil, he's coming towards the back end of his lap. Is he about to pit now then? He's got damage to the front and back end of that car. That damage has got to be causing him to be a bit slow at the moment. He's not pitting.
No, it's carried on.
Now, in that fight with Welshie and Dean, they've got fully repaired cars now.
Yeah.
So you have to feel that while ever Dean and Welshie can put down some good lap times on a clean car, they've got a chance. Oh, I say that. Dean's had a moment. He's off track. Comes back on now. Tony could have had a go at racing tonight, says Jamie in the chat. Could have easily had a go. Right, that is DJ Phil about to lap Dean Wysocki. So Dean's got to get a move on here. Can't have these mistakes.
And no, Tony couldn't.
Right then, gaps out on track. Leon Fernie 5 seconds behind. PN Motorsport. Holty's in the pits, have just noticed, so that could be. He's got some damage to the front and back end of his car. So this could be a long stop for Holty tonight, Tony, in this second race. This could give Shane and Pepe the advantage they needed with Holty having a big pit stop.
Yeah, definitely.
PN stays out. He takes 3rd place. Leon Fernie stays out. He will take 4th place. DJ Phil trying to put a lap on Dean. Oh, he's not close enough yet. Does Phil pit here?
Yeah, I mean.
34 minutes left in the race. In he comes. Right,
Yes.
so this the time for Dean and Welshie to try and pull out that stop. Holty is now released and away. Where is Shane? Nowhere near. So Holty will keep hold of that position. Right. Leon Fernie trying to close down PN. PN currently running in P2. Louis Allen, the man to watch at the moment. He had 7 seconds over Holty. He comes into the pits now. Well, make sure you don't hit out pit wall. Oh, and he does just clip the pit wall as he comes around. Louis Allen in the pits. So then, Holty's he needs a stellar outlap here, does Holty, to see what he can do. Hopefully, DJ Phil changes his tyres this time as well. Because last time in race 1, he didn't change his tyres, and that meant that he had to pit again. So Louis Allen's at his box. DJ Phil still at his box. Where is Holty? Coming towards the back straight. Where is Welshie? Coming towards the penultimate couple of corners here. Right then. I think Welshie could jump DJ Phil here. I think Dean's earlier excursion off track may have put end to any overtake on DJ Phil in the pits. Phil's just gone green, so Dean is nowhere near. Phil is now away. Welshie's at the final corner. Dean is only... he's not a million miles away.
Way out.
Louis on his way out as well. So we go to see where Holty is in a moment. And Welshie, does he overtake DJ Phil in the pit lane? I think he has just. We wait to see Phil emerge. Yeah, there is Phil in the background, look. So Welshie jumps DJ Phil. Dean's little off means that he's now got to hunt these two down. Where is Holty compared to Louis Allen? Well, Louis Allen's out the pits. If we're on board Louis, can we see Holty in the background? There's Dean's Bentley. Holty a fair way behind. Leon Fernie still catching on to the back of PM Motorsport. These two now lead a first and second in this race. And they are the only two left to pit. PN's not pitting this lap. PN normally this season has pitted early, but today he's decided he's going to try and take this one on. DJ Phil 1.6 off the back of Welshie. So let's see. Can Phil get closer to Welshie during this race? If these two start to battle, I don't know what the gap is to Dean at the moment. We await that to pop up. It's 15 seconds. So if them two fight, can Dean close it down?
Holty in front of him. If he sits tight with him, he may well do it.
Holty has closed that gap to Louis. I know he hasn't actually. It's been extended by 0.6 the gap to Louis Allen. So Holty has lost a bit of time. 1.9 Phil to Welshie. Pepe's P6, 12 seconds off the back of Shane, who's quite a bit off the back. Come on, Welshie, there's some cheddar for you if you get a decent result. It's a Donny joke, that one, I think. We all know Welshie loves his cheese. Shane 13 seconds off for Holty. Louis Allen 30 seconds off to back of Leon Fernie. But for Holty, he's 6.6. So with his car now working at full capacity, Tony, really starting to bring that gap down. Leon and PN yet to pit. 30 minutes left in this race. The pit window is open for 10 more minutes in this one. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you are new and like what you see here. Hit that bell to be notified, and don't forget to notified when we're live, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on all the streams we do. Tomorrow night, 8 PM GMT +1. This man, PM Motorsport, who pits now, will be live with the pros. Hopefully a better showing from the pro grid tomorrow night. Constructors and Drivers Championship still alive in that one. Sunday night, 8 PM GMT +1. Dan Davis will be bringing you the Formula 1 penultimate round of the season before we have our mid-season, before we have a season break, and a few events going off: a ACC PS5 event, a ACC PS4 event, and some stuff back on Project Cars 2 that we're going to run as well. DJ Phil within 0.8 of a second now with Welshie. I say within 0.8 of a second, side by side with Welshie. So Dean could gain on these two while they're battling. And DJ Phil up the inside. Welshie gives him plenty of room, gets the job done. It's a good move from Phil.
Certainly was. Louis got to get past these two now. He's closing in on.
Yeah, I think Welshie's let him go there. Look, so Louis Allen gets ahead of Welshie. And the bonus for Louis is he's extended that gap back to Holty to 7.4. And the quicker he can clear the traffic means that Holty may have a trickier part of the circuit to get past. And PN has gone green. He's coming out the pits. Shane has already gone through. Pepe now goes through. DJ Phil way too far behind. Phil's already put 1.6 seconds on Welshie, as Welshie's a little wide at the hairpin. Phil stays well out the way as Louis Allen now comes steaming through. And could we get a Honda to win the final race of the season? That'd be nice for me. Don't think other people would appreciate. Yeah, we do. We do like a Honda. And that isn't Dean's Bentley in the background. That is Holty's Bentley in the background you see there. There he is. 6.6. So he's closed that gap once again to Louis Allen. Leon Fernie, by the way, he's got 8 more minutes to pit. He's carried on his way here. So he was just behind PN by 4 or 5 seconds. PN's got 11 seconds to Pepe now. Just all a little strung out at the moment. Tony, I'm not here tomorrow, so I might not get to hear your answer to this, but I'll ask you anyway. PN might ask you again. What's been your favourite pro moment of the season?
Oh, God. I honestly don't know. I'd really have to think about that one, so it will have to be a question for tomorrow night.
Well, I look forward to listening to that one tomorrow night and hopefully hearing it tomorrow. As halted then, the gap was under 6 seconds
he's
there.
closing it.
So his call that started to be fixed, that's Welsh who looks like he's had a mistake. He's really dropped off the back of Phil now as Welshie.
I think Phil hit them curbs again.
.5 the gap to Louis Allen. Leon Fernie coming towards the end of the circuit. When is he thinking of pitting here then? Because he's not going to want to leave this too long, is he, Tony?
No. How long has he got left? 6 minutes?
Not 6 minutes, yeah. But the question is, how long does he leave it?
Where is he?
He's on his next lap. Holty's got the gap down 5.4 seconds now. Dean, although Welshie seems to be struggling, Dean's actually lost time to Welshie once again. So it looks like at the minute with Louis Allen leading this race that he's going to get third place in that Independence Championship. What are you looking forward to seeing next season, Tony? I suppose that's another question I could ask you.
Good. Just good, clean racing.
Yeah.
And a lot more cars on the grid because this is really difficult.
Indeed so.
Leon's in.
Leon in the pits. Thank you, Tony. So we keep our eyes on Louis Allen, who is coming up to the final part of the lap. And Leon just coming in. The real man to watch is PN Motorsport. For Leon, that was the fight they was having. Hulty's got the gap down 5.6 to Louis Allen now. 24 minutes left of this season. And Pro-Am then comes to an end. So Louis Allen through. Hulty through. Quiet night for Shane tonight. Not really had, early parts of this race he had a few battles, but race 1 a bit quiet for himself, and race 2 it's been a bit quiet as well, and he's just kind of been plodding along on his own out there.
Yeah.
Shane gets past Leon Fernie. Pepe coming into the final corner. He's got Dean Wysocki just in front of him. Pepe gets past Leon Fernie, whose car goes green now. It's coming down pit lane. PN's into the final corner. Right.
Yes.
Has Leon done enough laps after PN pitted to jump PN in the pits?
He's off the limiter now, I think.
PN into turn 1. Into turn 2. Leon Fernie out on track. Leon Fernie's done a heck of a job there. He's gone so much longer than PN and jumps PN in the pits. Great pit stop from Leon Fernie. Absolutely fantastic. Right. Halty, 5.3 to Louis Allen. He's had no response. Pepe, he's been very consistent this year. Tony, hasn't he? He's had a good season in his debut season.
Certainly has. He always seems to be in the sort of, roughly where he is now.
Indeed so.
Just interested, what's the gap between Leon and PN there?
3 seconds at the moment.
I wasn't sure, but I thought as Leon came out of the pit, he just caught the wall there. Could be wrong. Yeah, 3 seconds.
Three and a half now. Holty's got the gap down to under 5 seconds. So Holty's really starting to charge here a little bit. Is this going to be a bit like Paul Ricard, where he put the pressure on Kelly late in the race? Is he going to do the same to Louis Allen here in this one? Not really any other fights. Leon Fernie's 11 seconds behind Pepe and 3.1 ahead of PN. Dean's got the gap down to Oshie to 13 seconds. So Dean started to close that gap down a little bit. But I wonder, Tony, on if when Holty's going to sort of get on the back. What's the gap as they cross the line? 4.6, so another 0.3 taken. For PN, it's still 3.1 to Leon Fernie, but Leon Fernie's just crossed the sector time, so we'll see what that gap is. He's brought the gap down to Pepe a little bit, 3.7 to PN now. Dean within 12 seconds of Welsh, so Dean's starting to get a bit closer. And Holty to Louis Allen, 4.1. Holty is charging Tony at the moment.
Yeah. And you can see him in the distance.
Yeah. I've gone board Louis Allen. You just see Holty's car look in the background.
It's when it starts to loom in that rear view mirror.
That is correct. As well as that, it's Holty looking for his 11th win of the season. Louis Allen looking for his first. So for Louis, you know, he's going to really want to get that first race win.
3.9.
Yeah, that gap is coming down. Leon Fernie's extended his gap to PM Motorsport. Pit window is closed, which means there is only 20 minutes left of the season. 10.3 Leon Fernie to Pepe, so that gap's coming down a little bit as well as being extended to PN. Dean's now just close to that 11-second mark to Welshie. So Dean bringing the gap down to Welshie there then. .8 now, Tony.
Slowly but surely,
Yeah.
isn't it? He's got the time to do it.
Every sector that goes by, it's just a couple more tenths being chipped off that leader. Dean to Walsh, she's just gone back up to 11.6. I'm also keeping our eyes on Leon Fernie and Pepe. That's 10 seconds, actually, Leon Fernie to Pepe. So Leon Fernie really started to make a bit of a late charge here. Shane in no man's world at the moment, as, really, is DJ Phil. Kind of in no man's land at the moment.
Yeah.
2.8, Tony. He's coming.
Definitely.
He is coming. At what point is Louis Allen starting to look in his mirror and see that Bentley get bigger and bigger and bigger? 9 seconds, 9.4 for Dean to Welshie. So Dean really charging on coming towards Welshie then. And the lead gap down to 2.8, back up to 2.7, so it's just extended a little bit.
Dean just needs to keep it on track and not have any silly little moments.
Yeah, indeed he does. .3 again through Sector 1. So Holty seems to have Sector 1 and 2 covered. Sector 3 seems to be where Louis really gains. Pepe's pulled away from Leon Fernie a little bit more. Again, 2.3 that gap. And like you said, Tony, he's got the time in this race to get this job done.
Definitely. Oh, a wiggle there from Holty.
Down to Shane. Let's see Shane for a bit. Welshie is done, unfortunately. He is struggling with his back problems again. He's just messaged me.
That's a shame, but his health comes first.
So he will go down as ninth place, seeing as it is health problems. As you see, look, Dean over that last sector has just gained 4 seconds. He's going to end the season then as well with a ninth place. He's still going at the moment, so we'll see what happens here. But, yeah, we will see. Again, Louis Allen just pulling a couple of tenths back over Holty in that final sector. Just makes you wonder if Holty is struggling in that final section alone here then. Dean will be able to start to see Welshie in just a moment. Back out front, 2.6, the section gap. Coming towards the middle sector now. Holty said, didn't he, in that mid-session break that Honda's got a bit of pace. Yeah. So he's clearly weary of the Honda's pace, but he looks like he's got great pace at the moment as well.
Down to just over 2 seconds.
Yeah. Dean 3.7 to Welshie. So Welshie's still going here. Leon Fernie has got the gap under 10 seconds to Pepe then. You see on Pepe's screen, Leon Fernie in the background. So Pepe starts to see him getting a bit closer in the mirrors. Leon Fernie can still see PN. That Ferrari's getting smaller. Dean closing in on Welshie then. And Louis Allen, well, 1.6 seconds now. Holty to Louis.
He's closing rapid now.
That Honda's going to have a face full of Bentley in just a moment, I reckon. And it's not the smallest car to fill the mirror with, is it?
No. Huge straight thing.
Welshie to me here actually looks like he's poured a bit of a gap on Dean. It was 3.7. Welshie comes to the line. And it's actually come down to 2.5, so ignore me. Pepe's pulled out a bit more of a gap over Leon Fernie, but here comes Louis and Holty. 1.8 was the gap.
Still the same.
1.8.
Excuse me. Oh, yeah.
1.4. So half a second's been took out of this time there. Down to Welshie and Dean. Dean coming onto the back of Welshie.
Yeah, that gap's coming down all the time.
Yeah, Genuinely is as well.
Oh, he's gone
Oh,
off.
Lewis Allen span. Just gone on board Louis Allen there. And he's had a moment, and that was all on his own. We was just watching Dean and Welshie. And Louis Allen, all on his own, has had a moment. And what a shame. What a shame. He's now 3 seconds behind Holt. He was doing such a good job. And with 12 minutes to go in this race, Louis Allen has lost out big time.
Can he get back?
Well, that's the question. Can he get back?
I'm sure he'll give it a go.
Dean's lost time to Welsh here, so even though Welsh is struggling, he's still going in this race, and Dean's lost a bit of time to him.
Fair play to Welshie for that.
Yeah, indeed. He's done well as Welshie to keep going. On board Dean was Socky as he's trying to hunt down Welshie. That's the closest fight, although Louis Allen has the gap back down to 2.6 to halt it. So he's not given up this fight yet, has he?
No.
Dean's losing out to Welshie a little bit, but for Dean, he's got Holty on the back of him, so he's trying to chase down Welshie. He's now got the leaders there. Dean pulls over to one side.
Well done for that.
Yeah, moves out the way. Louis Allen 2.5 behind Holty now, so Dean's got to, Holty's got to get past Welshie. Louis Allen's got to get past the pair of them. Welshie moves right out of Holty's way. Dean stays to the inside and lets Louis Allen have the racing line. It's a fair play.
Bit of contact there between Welshie and Holty.
Oh dear. So then, Welshie now wide. Does that give Dean a chance of getting through? Not at the moment. Welshie's on the grass, and now you imagine Dean will get through, and Dean does get through. Gap out front then, 1.2 seconds. So Louis Allen right back on this fight with Holty now, Tony.
Yep.
So fair play for Welshie for keeping this going in this fight. Holty and Louis Allen. Louis Allen was a little deep at the hairpin there. So Dean's now back up into 8th. Welshie's now in 9th. And the gap's gone up to 1.7 seconds between Holty and Louis Allen then. We've done 30 laps of this circuit. We're coming to the last 8.5 minutes of this race. I've not seen PM for a little while. Let's go on board PM Motorsport. He's had a quiet evening as well, Tony.
Yeah, sat in the middle of the pack. He's usual 5th or 6th. He's very consistent.
Yeah, very consistent indeed. DJ Phil as well, he got past Welshie and Dean after the pit stops. He's kind of had a quiet afternoon since the round of pit stops, hasn't he?
Yeah. The one thing you can say for DJ Phil, no matter where he is, he always keeps going.
Always finishes, yeah, that is correct. Shane, definitely a quiet night for Shane. He's way behind the lead pit. He's way in front of Pepe. Leon Fernie, in fact, Leon Fernie's had a problem somewhere because he's 16 seconds behind Pepe now. And has PN 5 seconds behind him. So PN started to maybe make a late charge on this McLaren.
We've got 7 minutes.
Yeah, at a second a lap, it's doable. Just have to see if he can go at a second a lap. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
So then, Walshy's dropped off the back of Dean. That's 2.6. Dean to DJ Phil is not going to happen at all. Dean's the other end of the circuit compared to Phil. Phil to PN. PN's just crossed the start line while DJ Phil's pretty much just started his lap. 5 seconds PN to Leon Furniss. That gap's come down a bit more. Now Fernie a little wide there as well. Pepe in no man's land. He's had another quiet evening, Tony, but a good results just off the podium.
Yeah.
Shane in P3, very quiet night for him. What can he do?
I think that's probably where he's going to finish.
Yeah, and Louis Allen now within 4/10 of Holty, right on the back of him. Right on the back of Holty. An interesting last 6 minutes for Holty then. And we said Holty looked good through sector 1. It was that final sector where Louis Allen seemed to be the quicker car. Again, look, Holty just pulled 3/10 over Louis Allen in that first sector. He's just lost a bit more time in that middle sector, Tony, though, hasn't he? Now up to 1 second, so I wonder if Holty made a mistake somewhere for Louis to catch, although this is where Louis seems to be catch him. Again, look, let's just see the timing screen as they come across the line. What is it going to be? It's down to 7/10, so... Yeah, again, look, Holty just loses out. He seems to gain enough in sectors 1 and 2, but losing out in that final sector. PN, by the way, has the gap to Leon Fernie down to 3.5 seconds here. So really is going well. He's really on a charge at the moment then. See Leon in front of him. Gap from Louis Allen actually gained a 10th in sector 1 this time. Needs to nail this. Like I say, he's gained a 10th. He's gained a bit more than that now. Louis Allen right on the back of this Bentley then. And this could be absolutely fantastic as Louis Allen's pretty much pushing the Bentley through the hairpin corner. Here comes the Honda then, Tony. In this final 5 minutes of the race, he's really charging for his first ever race win at SimPlay Motorsport. Welch's bringing the gap back down to Dean. PN's 3.5 to Leon. And Louis Allen really pushing this Bentley hard. Has Holty just pushed and used his tyres a little too much to make sure he can close down that Honda. The Honda right on the back of him here. Pulls to the outside now. Tucks back underneath. Looking to make Holty defend here. I have to say, Louis' Honda looks in the better condition out of the two cars at the moment. He looks the better car.
Certainly does.
Dean to Walshy back up 3.7. PN to Leon down to 3.1. Into the first sector he comes again. Louis Allen versus Holty. Just has that gap extended a little bit.
0.7 now.
Yeah. Dean to Walshy 2.7. So Walshy doing a great job to stick in this race and come back at Dean. For PN, he's just lost out a couple of attempts to Leon Fernie, but Holty here having to defend that last lap with all his might. He's going to hopefully not have to do it again in this last moment of the race. He's going to hopefully get this job done.
Gone up to a second.
Yeah. Is that the race over? Dean's gap's back up to 3.8. Oh, it's this last sector. Look, PN has the gap back down to 3.5. But this, the battle for the race lead. There could be 2 laps left after this one. Because with a minute 50, this might not be the final lap of this race. There might be one more to go as they cross the line now. We wait to see, but there might be one more lap after this. So Holty may still have to defend for 2 more laps. PN's got the gap down to 2.7. So he's charging for a final top 5. Holty and Louis Allen, though, going at it.
The gap looks to have widened a bit, I don't know.
Yeah, it's 1.1 seconds now, the gap. Pepe's actually caught Shane a little bit here. That gap's down to 8 seconds. PN's gap's gone up. Welsh's still pushing to try and catch Dean. But the battle out front, that gap has definitely increased now. Although, as we say that, Tony, yeah, ebbing and flowing at the moment between these two. Up and down, back and forth.
Here and there.
Holty is going to have one final lap where he cannot make a mistake. Will our Pro-Am champion cap off a fantastic season with a win? Or is the Colombian, I believe Louis Allen is, on his debut season, came in late, going to do anything about this here? He's going to take 3rd in the independents, Louis Allen, as Dean Wysocki is way behind him on track at the moment. But for Louis, a massive, massive opportunity. Six tenths, Tony. Got to leave everything out there as Louis Allen now. Really got to leave everything out there. Holty into the hairpin final time. PN has got his gap down to 2 seconds. They, though, still have got a whole lap to go because they're not even at the start-finish straight yet. Louis Allen, he's looking up the inside, thinks better of it. And Louis Allen here, he's leaving nothing out there. He did everything, this Honda driver. He's really pushing this limit. Half a second. He's only got a couple of corners to have a look here. Holty nervously through these last couple of corners. Louis Allen really closing on the brakes once again. I don't think he's close enough. And is this win just going to go the way of Holty? This will be Louis Allen's best result of the season, a 2nd place. But it is going to be your Pro-Am champion of Holty, who's not yet taken the final win because Louis Allen's right on the back of him. It isn't going to do it. And it is going to be Holty who wins the race from Louis Allen. What a drive from them two.
Great driving.
Fantastic battle. And hats off to Welchie here, by the way, who is still going in this race. Shane, a long, long way away, is going to come to finish this one in P3 and end a decent season for him. Dean Wysocki's just in front of Shane. That's going to be P8 for him. So it is Dean who's next to cross the line. So we will try and see every driver across the line here. So here comes Dean down in P8. It's going to be an 8th place for him. Not a bad way to cap off his season. Good final battle with Phil and Welshie tonight. Shane takes P3. Welshie's going to come across the line in P9. Fair play to him. Pepe will cross the line P4. Great season for Pepe. Leon Fernie managed to extend his gap to PN Motorsport to 3.2 seconds. And Leon Fernie will cross the line with his teammate DJ Phil there. Look, P5 for him. DJ Phil, P7. And PN Motorsport in P6. So then, Tony, let's get your vote for a driver of the day. There's not many people chatting tonight. Let's get your vote for a driver of the day.
My vote, driver of the day, for keeping going, I have to say Welshie.
Yeah. I think Welshie's had a fantastic night to keep going. I'm going to give mine Louis Allen. Honourable mention to Welshie for keeping going. I'm going to give mine Louis Allen. I think Louis drove a fantastic race. But your final standings this season look a little like this. And as we get Holty in for a chat, PN, if you're listening, get yourself in for a quick chat as well as anybody else who wants to jump in the commentary box and say their piece for the season. Your final drivers' classifications then look like this. Holty was your champion last week. Shane second. Pepe third, 9 points clear of the Wolfinator, who drops fourth. Argent fifth. Kelly in sixth place. PM Motorsport seventh, ahead of his teammate Daz in eighth. DJ Phil ninth. Louis Allen gets that 10th place from Dean Wasocki. Stelsoft 12th. Smithy in 13th. Brim 14th. Walshy 15th. Hitman 16th, Leon Fernie 17th, Dennis in 18th place, and the team's championship, A&H Motorsport, your champions at Zolder, from Tickle Pink, East West Motorsport, Audio Sport, the Racing Group, the Independent champions ahead of the Austrian Racing Club, MC Motorsport ahead of That's a Good One Racing, Team Oro Titan just narrowly beat out the Lone Ranger Racing, JWB Racing Esports, and JWB Racing Esports. #2 finished 11th and 12th. And Holty tonight, that was a great little fight at the end there.
Yeah, a little bit of a incident at the start, and then had a little bit of damage. And I seen that the Honda was out in front, so I just had to push as hard as I could to get that gap down, really.
Push as hard as you could. You got the gap down. It was a mistake from Louis that managed to let you get through, and that's really what gave you the lead. But he didn't back off at the end, did he? He kept coming. Yeah,
he kept coming. He just seemed to be better on the brakes with me. Just kept closing it in on the hairpin, but no, he pushed us all the way. It was a good fight that towards the end.
And a good season capped off with another race win, 11 wins for you this season, in what's been a pretty good year for yourself all around, really.
Yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better season, really. It's a shame Argent's not here to maybe have got a 1-2, but no, fair play tonight to everyone.
Yeah, indeed. And round out your season for us, you know, how was it from your side?
Yes, I come into this using it as a test season, really. I wanted to be in the McLaren, but I couldn't click with it, so I jumped in the Bentley, and I just clicked with this car, and it's just so easy to drive. Obviously, some tracks it struggled with, and the Lamborghini pulled away. And obviously, the last round, the Aston Martin and the McLaren. Just try to keep this Bentley as wide as possible to keep everyone behind. But it's been a brilliant season.
Yeah, setups. You had good setups this year.
Yeah, this is what it's been. It's been a real good learning curve and decent setups from you, Matt. And
in all fairness,
in
all fairness, I've used some of yours this season because I've struggled with my own. So it's been a learning curve for all of us. Well done, Holty, on the season. Pro-Am champion, 11 race wins to his name. We'd love to see Holty back next season on the Pro Grid. Can he fight it with the big boys? That's the big question. Holty, congratulations on this season. Well done, mate.
No, cheers and thanks for the comms.
Always a pleasure with Holty. We've got Shane in the box as well. Let's get a final word from Shane. Shane, not the way to end your season you'd have wanted, but 2 podiums tonight. You can't argue with that.
Yeah, I'll take that, mate.
Just kind of fell off at the back end of this season.
Yeah, to be honest, I've been playing FIFA and I've not really been practicing.
You see?
I've literally been practicing an hour before I started the race.
But a season of learning curves for everybody on ACC. Obviously, you just got used to Project Cars 2, and then we chuck a new game towards you. And it's gone well, though, for you. It's been a good first season.
Yeah, started off well, and then, just towards the end, couldn't really do it. But Holty won it with 35 races, didn't he, to be fair?
He was gone, wasn't he?
Smashed us all.
Next season, Lamborghini, any other cars you're sort of looking at?
I don't know. Maybe Ferrari. Do like that.
Well,
Don't do it.
I knew that
Well,
was coming.
we'll wait and see. Shane, congratulations on the P2 this season and best of luck next season, buddy. That was Shane there then. And Pien, obviously a good season from yourself. Don't normally interview drivers for 6th place, but just sum up your season for us, Pien. Obviously you'll chat more tomorrow with the guys, but your season, sum it up.
Hard work. Very tough.
Ferrari on a bonfire?
I think I might just send it back to Marinello, actually, and go, keep it. I'm going to drive something British next year.
Obviously, you've brought the commentary for us all season in the Pro, or most of the season in the Pro. Highlights for the Pro-Am this year, if you was to look at it away from your own point of views, highlights of Pro-Am this year from yourself.
Cracking battles for Kelly. Quite a few races this season. Oh, just couldn't touch Holty, Wolfie, or any of the really quick guys. I'm just happy to come like midfield.
Indeed, so not to be in the Constructors. Tickle Pink took second in the Constructors, just narrowly beating you and Daz.
So we got third.
PN.
Still yellow.
Yeah. PN then will be bringing you the action tomorrow night live, 8 p.m. GMT +1 with, I do believe, Tony, if he's not working, and Kieran Argent for the finale of the Pro. Hopefully the Pro boys put on a bit of a better show in terms of driver numbers tonight. But what a season it's been. It's been a few highs and a few lows and a bit of a learning curve for everybody. We wait for next season and can't wait to go again. Micro J's in the chat, cracking season to watch. Some great moments, Pro-Am. Cheers, SimPlay. Welcome, Micro J's. If you have raced this year, I'm not sure what your PSN is, but if you have raced, hopefully you're back next season. If you haven't, hopefully you'll be tuning in next season as well. We'll be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. GMT +1 p.m. Argent and Tony bringing you that action. Dan Davis back live for the penultimate round of F1 Sunday evening, 8 p.m. GMT +1. And then that's it. A week's break next week. No action next week for Pro-Am. Then a few special events coming around the corner. Make sure you stay tuned for them. Tony, any final comments from yourself?
Well, thanks to the guys that did take part tonight for giving us, some really good racing.
Indeed. So,
Another hour I could have Leon. Another hour.
Thank you all to everybody who has taken part this season. Well done to all the competitors in Pro-Am. I will not be here tomorrow night for that race as I am heading to Switzerland. If you want to check out Racing Unleashed and the work that I do over there, the link will be posted in the Discord Friday and Saturday for the start of their season. Please come and give your support on the commentary journey that I am on at the moment. So make sure you come and give me your support over there. But PN live tomorrow, Dan live Sunday. It's the finale of the Pro. De Silva Overtaker up for this championship. Who's going to take it? Dan can mathematically win it as well. Who will take that one? And the Constructors up for grabs. Let's see who can win that as well. Join PN live for that one. But from all of us here at SimPlay Motorsport, take care.